Hello and welcome to Maggie's Fun Time. This is Magzie, and we are back here on Hypixel Forums. If you guys like this episode, make sure you smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this. Looks like they did get the actual thing up. It's fine though. I'm gonna put this video up on Friday. Would be next week before we even get to play it anyway. So I'll be doing my stuff on there this weekend, so I'll get to play it, but you guys won't see it on video till next week. So I'll be able to give my opinions more on the next episode about the resource pack stuff. Now this will be sad because we already use a resource pack, so this is going to require us to use their resource pack. I don't know how I feel about that. But we'll go through that next Monday and see what the resource pack looks like, our feelings on it and everything. Right now, let's go ahead and get in this. Patch 0.26. Hello, today we release update 0.26 to SkyBlock. This update includes the long-awaited SkyBlock Resource Pack, a loadout system with easier storage of your gear, and a new quest that teaches you how to keep your account secure. With this release, we also dropped support for what? We have also dropped support for 1.21.9 and 1.21.10. We recommend using 26.2 for your best experience. About the emergency maintenance. Shortly after this update was released, we identified an issue that caused some players to receive 2 billion powder/whispers. To prevent this from impacting more players, we took the game down while we worked on a fix. We've since corrected the powders and whispers for the players that were impacted. If you notice an issue with this, please make a bug report. We also wanted to address a bug that spawned players into a void world. That issue is now fixed. However, we do not believe this caused any inventory wipes. If you believe you've lost an item because of it, please make a bug report. To make up for the downtime, we're extending the raffle event until Monday, which is good. I'll have time to work on that this weekend. Thank God. Note certain SkyBlock mods seem to be breaking the SkyBlock Resource Pack. Please make sure you update all of your mods before reporting an issue. This is the pack here, Resource Pack. I mean, it looks cool, right? And they got all the different ores now. Okay. I mean, we just have to get in the game and see it. These little pictures here doesn't actually tell us much, especially how small the picture is there. With today's update, we are releasing the first version of SkyBlock Resource Pack. This initial version of the pack contains 800 plus textures with sprites for most of the weapons and tools in the game, along with plenty of other miscellaneous items. The pack is force enabled. You will not be able to join SkyBlock without loading it. So that's what I was talking about. We won't be able to use our resource pack. We'll have to use theirs. License and community support. As mentioned in our fact on the announcement post, we intend to continue providing support for community-made packs, including any packs that revert textures back to their old state. In our eyes, the SkyBlock Resource Pack is how we want the base SkyBlock experience to feel. However, we know that many players prefer to customize their own experience. We want to make it easy for the community resource packs to thrive. As a way of giving back to the community, we are choosing to make it easy as possible for anyone to download and extract the SkyBlock Resource Pack. We have obfuscated the names of the textures and corrupted the files in any way. What? We will not obfuscate the names of the textures or corrupt the file in any way. and the assets will be easily browsable to anyone. You can download the latest version of the resource pack at any point in SkyBlock HPI without needing to browse through the game file. Within the pack, you'll find a file named license, which details what you can and cannot do with our assets. We have chosen to be very permissive. Okay, so now I'm confused. If you force people to use it, why are you allowing them to use a different resource pack? They're saying it's okay to use a different resource pack as long as you use the defaults for the items that they have here, if I'm understanding that correctly. Item has an overwhelming texture. Is the team open to feedback? Our textures are always subject to change based on feedback. If you do not like a particular texture, please tell us which ones you do not like, and more importantly, why you dislike them. The art team is always looking for feedback to help steer us in the right direction, but the best feedback tells us which specific items there's a problem with. Since the initial version of the textures were released in alpha, we have changed over 100 individual textures, and sometimes we change the texture multiple times based on the feedback. We will continue to make changes in the coming days, weeks, and months. What you see in game right now is not necessarily the final version of any given item. Will the item get a custom texture made for it? This just a first version of the resource pack. Our goal is for most of the items in SkyBlock to eventually get a texture. We expect to update the SkyBlock resource pack quite frequently. Things like armor, pets, and all things we would like to tackle in the future, but are required more time and care to get right. We are starting with the more basic items and weapons for the texturing right. I can't talk today. Texturing first, as they are what you see in the hotbar and menus most often. What are you not supporting a way to? Why are you not supporting a way to disable the pack? While we realize some players may not like the official textures, we would rather players apply any community-made packs on top of our packs as a base than have them walking around with null textures and / broken models each update. Unfortunately, vanilla Minecraft does not provide a way for us to load server resource packs beneath community packs. So until this is changed, we believe the vanilla customization experience falls short of what existing community mods can provide. So I should be able to get into the game and then enable my pack, and it will cover all the textures that theirs doesn't. We'll see. Because mine gives textures to the items too. I'm wondering if they have a way for theirs to override that. We were to provide the light version of the resource pack. No, why can't you provide the light version of the pack that omits all the optional features? If we were to provide the light version of the resource pack, we would greatly complicate our production process in many ways. The light version of the pack, I don't really care about that one. You guys can read that one if you want. My trick is in the bedroom. Loadouts. Of course, the new SkyBlock. It's the new SkyBlock. Of course, over the course of the normal SkyBlock day, you probably switch armors more than once. One moment you are in full combat gear, the next moment mining and fishing with a complete different pet, armor, equipment sets, and accessory setup. Until now, putting together meant hopping between various menus in a single every single time. With loadouts, the whole process becomes a one click. Edit your setup, save it, and pretty much you're good to go. So I will have to go through here and do different loadouts for my different stuff. I might try to do that this weekend, guys. Then I can show off how to do it and that kind of stuff on Monday's video when we go over the in-game stuff. What is a load set out? What a load set out saves. Each loadout allows you to save the following things: armor, all 4 pieces; equipment, your neck, cloak, belt, gloves, pet, whatever you select; accessory power, you select the power stone for the accessories; tuning points, your magical power tuning distribution; heart of the mountain, and heart of the forest. Okay. How it works. Open the new loadout menu, replacing the wardrobe menu in your SkyBlock menu, or /loadout. Right-click on one of the loadout slots and edit it. Here you can begin customizing your loadout. For example, click the armor slot, which opens your wardrobe. Select one of the wardrobe slots to save your loadout. You now have connected that wardrobe slot with your loadout, which means that when you select loadout the next time, you will always load the specific wardrobe slot. You can add more things to your loadout. For example, your equipment, which opens the new equipment wardrobe, which is in the game. Then rename the loadout whatever you want so you can remember it better. Equipment wardrobe. As part of this new update, we have also added equipment wardrobe. I need this for my inventory problems. The new equipment wardrobe works the same as the current wardrobe, but it saves you equipment separately from it. This way allows you to use your equipment sets with any of your armor sets without locking yourself into a specific composition. We also added loadouts for Heart of the Mountain and Heart of the Forest, allowing you to swap between different setups really easily. Additional loadout changes. Increase the default amount of wardrobe slots from 2 to 4. Okay. Made the first tuning template free, refunding everyone that spent bits on it previously. Added community upgrades for loadouts, Heart of the Forest, Heart of the Mountain, and equipment slots. Removed full set first worn line from the wardrobes. Okay. We've also made the following changes since alpha. We added an additional free Heart of the Mountain and Heart of the Forest slot. Increased the cooldown of Heart of the Mountain, Heart of the Forest swaps to 30 seconds. From 30 seconds to 10 minutes. Jesus. Designer note. We have previously set this low at first, but we've noticed some issues a shorter swap cooldown could cause. We want to avoid the concept of swapping your tree often for minor reasons. For example, in and out of mine shafts, which is why we are scaling back to a realistic value. I understand that, but that's a huge jump there. People were trying to mini-max and use different things for different stuff, try to get the maximum profit off of their bonus off of their Heart of the Mountain trees and Heart of the Forest trees. A message from the community manager, Judge. Hello, today we're introducing Security Quest along with the 0.26 update. This quest is part of an ongoing effort towards preventing players from losing their accounts. With this quest, we want to provide information and raise awareness regarding account security and scams to other players. For many of you here, account security and phishing scams are already a familiar concept. However, for new players, this may be their first interaction with the concept. We think that introducing people to the concept of phishing, scamming, and trickery will go a long way to reducing the number of lost accounts. We've tried to fill the quest with as much critical information as possible, and you'll even get a soulbound booster cookie and a new accessory for your troubles. The security hall area will continue to see improvements in the near future. We're planning to add a few more touches and information to it so players can check back on the security tips if they so prefer. I will wait to do the security quest for you with you guys so we can get that on camera. So don't worry about that. We'll do that Monday. I'll make sure not to do it until we do it with you guys. We're looking for feedback to further improve security. Leave suggestions in the forums. So make sure you go there, ideas and feedback forum section. Miscellaneous. All enchantments are now removable via enchanting menu, even if they cannot be acquired from the enchanting table. Updated summoning eye sound effects. Reworked golden dragon gold power perk to buff Midas items greed ability. Because of this change, we have buffed Roanoke by 30 strength. Designer note. With the introduction of the resource pack, we have to make adjustments to the Golden Dragon's golden power perk. It's no longer apparent what a gold item is. The original perk had to change for two reasons. The art for the item affected by the perk should not be restricted to the color gold just because for the sake of this perk. Conversely, it does not make sense to mark an item as golden if it does not look golden. The perk's design is inherently not healthy for the design of the game. Many times we added an item and forgot to its effect it's affected by this perk due to it being gold. With the perk change, we've addressed two relevant cases for the perk and added a new one. Midas Sword. The change for the Midas Sword is largely inconsequential compared to the previous 100 buff. The sword now deals slightly less damage outside of dungeons, directly comparable to the Dark Claymore. The latter has plus 100 CD outright, and it's clear that the Dark Claymore is still miles ahead. Midas Staff buff is just an added bonus. Roanoke's base strength was buffed by only 30, as the item inherently is very strong. So we are reluctant to retain the item's previous strength. It is awkward time for a balance change, but it shouldn't be consequential to the long run. Bug fixes. Fix the Spider Slayer conjoined blood road, sometimes not spawning when using certain items like Crimson Armor and Venom Touch. Fix the right click on some NPCs with the Feral Pearl actually throwing the pearl. Fix being unable to apply pet skins to rideable pets when pets visible is off. Announcement roundup. Over the weekend, we released a sneak peek thread for SkyBlock's next island, the Cannon. It's the second island found within the glacial archipelago, and it won't be releasing on its own. You'll find a sneak peek here. Upcoming releases, besides the Canyon update, we'll also be releasing some smaller patches to SkyBlock soon. This includes a collection of improvements aimed to new player experience and some changes and additions to the Harvest Feast event to address feedback given to us by the community. Minister Perk update is also wrapping up development and will enter QA phase very soon. Thank you for your patience for this update. We recently held a Q&A session from the game design team over on Discord server where we answered over 80 questions submitted by the community. If you missed it, it is here. Okay. And that's the update, guys. This change here, along with the equipment that's been asked for a long while. So combining this with the new loadout system just seems like it should go together anyway. So it's a huge update. I'm glad we can get in the game and actually test it and stuff. But I'm gonna get off here, guys. I'm gonna post this up for Friday's video. That'll give you a couple days to actually play it, and then you'll come in here and read the patch notes. I don't want to post it today because I already posted up 4 videos today. So we'll get it up Friday, and then next week we'll be back to the game. This weekend I am going to work on the raffle on my main account. So be looking forward to that. You guys won't see it. I'll just give you an update of what's going on with it. But Sunday I will be doing the video for Monday. So we'll be able to do some stuff on there for Monday's video, and you guys get to see some of the stuff I've done. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later.